QC.
What's good, y'all? Ulfat. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we have an amazing special guest. I'm very honored. I'm very excited. You might have recognized her from X Factor. We have the amazing, talented Hannah Barrett in the house.
Hi. Hey.
Hey. Oh my God. First off, can I just say you look amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Like
trying, you know what I mean? I try to do a little something. I mean, my hair's come out, but you know,
Girl, you look
we have
fine.
to make it work, you know?
You look good. You look good. I'm sure a lot of people don't know. What made you get into music? Because from what I know, you are a dancer. So what made you get into music? What inspired you to get into music?
Okay, that's crazy because not many people know that. So I used to dance years ago. That was like my first time getting into like the creative side of things. And I used to dance in church. And then I believe it was like one of my parents had heard me singing, and my dad obviously used to sing and stuff like that. But like my mum, I think it was my mum heard me singing, and she was just like, what's going on? So that kind of like, that's the first part of me like singing. And then my mum kind of really encouraged me. My dad was more so encouraging me definitely with dancing. And then after he passed, I kind of just put that to bed, and then just started singing ever since. But I didn't realize, I knew I could sing, but I didn't know if I was that good, if that makes sense. So I didn't really do much of it until obviously I turned 16 and whatnot. Yeah.
Would you say that your dad was the person that gave you that confidence, like you can do this?
Yeah, no, definitely, because he was a sound engineer for the BBC, so he knew everything about music, he recording, editing, like filming and editing and all of those sort of things. That was like his level of expertise. So sound engineering, filming, videography and editing was his thing. So he definitely was like wanted all his kids to be very creative. He wanted us to learn an instrument. I took piano lessons so I could do a little something on the keys. But yeah, so he definitely pushed us into that kind of area, to be fair. So yeah.
Was you like, how old were you around then? Was you like quite young?
Yeah, definitely young, because my dad died when I was really young. So my dad died just before my 10th birthday, but I feel like so much happened in the first 10 years of my life. But I want to say I was probably around six when the things started picking up, when it became a serious thing, shall I say. I know I was 7 when I started my piano lessons. And then around 8, 9-ish is when like the dancing, I was like going on tour and dancing at different churches and stuff like that, where it took off. And obviously the singing as well, like that's when I was popping, you know what I mean?
So then fast forward years later, you appeared on X Factor in 2013. Can you believe It's been 8 years?
I know, it's crazy.
8 years.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's been a very, very long time. I almost feels like it only recently happened, but I have to remember like, oh, that was when I was like 16, 17, and I'm now 25. Like I think because I'm still young, I feel like it didn't happen that long ago,
like
but it genuinely did. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's been nearly a decade, you know? So yeah, I mean, mental.
Like, take us back from that moment. Like, what was it like walking into that main audition and you're seeing all these judges, Nicole Schezinger, Gary Barlow, all these other judges? Like, do you remember that moment, that feeling?
Well, first of all, let me just say props on you knowing that it was Gary Barlow in the room and not Simon Cowell, because everyone seems to think that I met Simon Cowell. No, I never met him. It was Gary Barlow. That's the guy. But you know what's so crazy? I was never going to apply for X Factor. So on the show, we know that my whole little story, I got kicked out. Me and my mom went on good terms, blah, blah, blah. And basically the lady who I was staying with, she said, look, like, if you're going to live up in this house, and you can sing, you're going on X Factor. So I was like, no, like them people are way too good. I'm nowhere near good and nowhere near as good as them. And she's like, no, let's just try. So we waited in line for 13 hours standing.
13
Yeah,
hours.
13 hours. We stood there waiting. And
Oh my.
I swear, all I had was like a Lucozade and them little ice buns that you get from like Greg's or something. That's all I was eating. And then
Oh
little Lucozade
my
or
God.
water. It was something so small. I remember being so hungry and saving the ice buns in my pocket like it was gonna be my last meal. I remember. But yeah, like it was very nerve-wracking. So you have 3 rounds before you get to the judges. And in the 13 hours, you know the footage where you see everybody like lining up and whatnot. That's not them lining up to get to the judges. That's them lining up for their very first audition. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait,
Yeah.
that's what I ask you as well, because obviously, you know, as viewers, we're only just watching the main audition, the
Yeah.
judges house, and the boot camp.
Right,
But there's a
right.
lot of process that you had to
Yeah.
go through before you went on the main audition. So is it
100%, yeah.
1, 3 auditions? Like, how many auditions are there?
Yeah, so you have 3 auditions. You have your first one, which is like in a little tent, and you literally sing for maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes, 30
Yeah.
seconds, sorry, to like a minute. And they basically say yes or no, and you majority of the time they're gonna say yes. So you go, they say yes, you get through, cool. Then you come again, I believe, for the next round, like a week or something later, and you go into a room with the producers and other people, like 4 people on the panel, which is like consists of producers, and you sing for them. They tell you yes or no, and then that same day you have your third audition, which is the same setup with 4 people, 4 producers, but instead this time they're filming you, and they don't tell you yes or no. You gotta wait 60 weeks for the yes or no.
Oh my
Basically.
God.
Yes. And then after that is when you go to the actual televised audition that the viewers see. So the viewers don't see all of that happened before.
So was you nervous? Like, was you scared?
Yeah. Yes,
Like,
I was definitely.
obviously, like, you know, we saw what, you know, we saw your audition, but obviously, like, walking in, like, because
Right.
obviously the first few auditions there was no TV, like, it's just you
Right.
and the screen, and then this one is like you're actually in front of the, like, you're in front of the judges, like, this is real.
Yeah. So I was nervous throughout all 3 of the auditions. But that judges audition, I remember going and my legs were shaking. I remember I was nervous. You know, like before you get in there, you talk to Dermot. So
Yeah.
I'm there talking to Dermot and I am nervous. I'm like, oh my God. And he's just like trying to be nice, trying to calm me down. I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. My name's Hannah Barrett. You know what I mean? And
These
then
times
he's,
you're
you
like,
know, I'm like, oh, I'm really going to be there. And I kept trying to like, you know, hype myself up,
type
like you
yourself
got this,
up.
it's
Yeah.
fine, boom, like just go in there. And my mum was with me at the time, and my brother's best friend, but he's like an older brother to me,
Yeah.
Howard, he was there as well. And I just was like, okay, boom, 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 I got this. So I've gone to I've walked in, and walking in it's a mad experience because you're really like, right, this is really the show. Like you got the bright lights, you got the cameras, and then you just see 4 big time celebrities, and you're like, what? This is nuts. Yeah, you're like, what is going on? And I remember walking in, and my legs were shaking, and I could feel like a lump in my throat. I was so scared. And usually when I'm nervous, I try and let my personality do all the talking. I don't. Even to this day, it's still a blur to me. I don't even think I probably see my audition back maybe like 3-4 times. I don't really watch it back that much.
Boot camp. Girl, boot camp was just mad. You know, you literally shook up the place in boot camp. Like, you blew everyone away. Like, they weren't ready for you in boot camp. What was that feeling like?
That feeling was crazy. I mean, I always say boot camp was my favorite part of the show, just because that's when you're in fight mode. Like you're at that point where you're like, yeah, I'm here now. I'm just as good as everybody else, but now I need to make it through. And all you're thinking about is making it through that next round. But boot camp was really crazy for me because I don't know if you remember, but our year, the 2013 year, was the first year that they had brought in the 6-chair challenge. So this was completely out of the blue, completely new for us. And we're just like, yo, we really got to kick off these girls off the seats with our voice. Like, how the hell are we going to do that? And everyone's so talented. So for me, when I went on, everyone was getting kicked off. Everyone was taking a seat.
Yeah.
Everyone had a seat. Nicole was being super nice. I'm like, trust me to not, go first and just have a seat, And then the girl before me, I can't remember her name. It begins with like an S, but the girl before me, Nicole was kind of like, I don't know if I really want to give you a seat. But then everyone was like, no, come on, just allow her, let her have a seat. So she sat down. And then I was just like, I remember sitting there, legs shaking again, and just saying, God, get me through this one because I've got to have a seat. Like, I'm not going home. There's
you proved them wrong.
way. I was just like, I don't like beast mode. Like I was just like, I'm not having it no more. Like these lot have said that I'm good. Let me be good. And with the boot camp, you've got 2 sections. So you've got the 6-chair challenge, and before that, you've got the group challenge. And I did not do good in the group challenge. They were going to send me home. So I was like, I really need to prove myself.
We didn't see that. Wait, did you see that part?
No, it never got aired. Yeah, no, it never got aired. I think it got aired just a little bit, but they were gonna send me home. They weren't gonna. Yeah, they wasn't. And even Sharon said to me, "Yeah, no, it just there was 2 people that there was 2 of us that moved forward, and she said that we've gotten through, but she has told me you're on thin ice, basically. Yeah." So I was just like, because I had lost my voice and everything, so I was just like, oh my God, I really need to smash
that part. But then we didn't see the other part, didn't we?
No, you didn't see the other part. So, but anyway, boot camp challenge, I went there and I was already exhausted because they make you wait around the whole day. Yeah. You don't see that side. They make you wait around a whole day. You're waiting for like 12 hours to perform.
12 hours?
You're waiting anywhere between like 8 to 12 hours. You're waiting a long, long, long time. And you're tired, you're exhausted, you've been up since early, you haven't been able to sleep, and now you've got to fight for your life, basically. So going on that stage, I was just in beast mode. I was like, I'm not going home. I think that's what I even said. I said, like, I'm not going back there. The tears are already, I ain't even sung yet, and the tears are already running down my face. I'm just like a wreck,
No, but you let them know. You was like, I'm not going back.
I was just like, I'm not going back because, like, the things that I was going through at that time, no one would even know, like, not even know half of the story the things I was dealing with. So I was just like, I'm not getting to this point just to go back home to Croydon and just deal with my normal life. Like I just, I gave up college and everything. I took a year out. I'm like, no way. So yeah, like I sang I'd Rather Go Blind by Etta James. And honestly, I think I just blacked out. I still don't even remember. All I remember is singing, looking down, being finished, or closing my eyes. I don't know what I did, but I just sang. And I just remember opening my eyes and seeing people on their feet and just going crazy. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, yes.
Honey, you got a standing ovation from the judges.
That's all I remember seeing is just opening my eyes and really like just seeing people on their feet. And I was just like, yes, like this is what I wanted to see.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You don't tried me. You don't want to send me home. No way. You know what I mean? So that was a crazy, incredible moment. And that's even when Sharon had told me, because they cut off part of what Sharon had said. But Sharon said, we really was going to send you home. We were going to send you home. But today you really showed us that you are not playing with us and you really want to be here. So it was just like,
I'm playing.
It was a crazy experience. It was just like, in that moment, I wanted it all. that's the competition for me. That's when the competition started, because I was playing nicely, and that's when I was just like, you know what?
Nah, you ain't
These
about to
girls
play
gotta
with me.
go. These girls gotta go. You know.
But it just goes to show that when you want something so bad, you will go after it. Like you're not playing no game. And I feel like when it comes to that, like that stage of the competition, like you can't be like just coming in there like, ah! No, you've got to show what you've got.
No way.
Like, because there's thousands of people there. Like, you gotta stand out, right?
Yeah, you have to definitely have some confidence with you. And if you're scared as well, fake it. You just have to. They're gonna look for any little thing to not necessarily kick you out, but if you show any sort of like weakness, or that you can't handle the pressure, you will be gone. You just need to perform. I guess the show kind of teaches you that you just got to be on your A game all the time, which is what a lot of singers do have to. You do have to be like that. Like, no one cares about what you got going on at home. Like, you're here to perform. And that's kind of what it taught me. They don't care if you lost your voice. Go on voice rest and sleep and drink tea, honey, and lemon. They don't care. You came here, you need to perform, and you need to be on your A game. We don't care if you got 2 hours of sleep and you was up all night rehearsing a song. Things change. Like, they do not care. So it really taught me, be on your A game, because you can really get like switched out, replaced immediately.
But I wanted to speak on judges' houses. Now, you had a moment with Mary J. Blige.
Oh my God, I was gonna cry.
Your mind, girl. Like, tell us, because that was crazy. Like,
yeah, Mary J is a legend, man. She just, oh my gosh. I honestly, I'm so blessed to have a moment like that, because even with judges' houses, I really thought we was gonna get somebody that was not meaty, not like a mediocre person, but I just thought we were gonna get someone, like a British person, or someone that we just knew and we respected, and they had that, you know, that experience, but not somebody that was gonna blow me away. So I remember we went to Antigua, which was
views, honey, the
good.
views.
It was good, honey. Okay, it was very good.
I'm like, it was so good. Like, I was there.
Yeah. And that was like my first time going to the Caribbean as well. So I was living life. I was like, yes, go on, X Factor. And I'm like, yes. We got for the little Caribbean resort.
They weren't playing. They were like,
they were
islands, okay?
And I remember we didn't know where we was going, but we kept seeing little things in like the media. We was like, are we really going to Antigua? Are we really going? So when they told us, we was like, yes, let's go. I'm excited. But so being in Antigua, we went to Antigua and she arrived on the boat. And I remember seeing her and I was like, I know that ain't who I think it is. Like, it really is. And as she's driving up onto the border thingy jiggy, I just started crying. Well, as you know, I cried throughout that whole show. It was the tears that got me through, you know. So I'm like crying. I'm just like, this is like crazy. I eventually singing for her and Nicole at the judges' houses. I was really scared because I had lost my voice and I was on voice rest for about 2 days. I want to say, even my interview with Dermot, I weren't talking. I was just on voice rest. I was just so, because at that time I didn't really know how to like manage my voice, and I naturally have like a very husky kind of loud voice anyway. So I am one of those people, unfortunately, that are prone to just losing their voice very easily. So I lost my voice and I saved it for the performance. And I remember her hugging me after the performance.
I know.
And that was just
so powerful. Like, I think everybody cried. I was crying with you.
It was just incredible. And I remember her telling me, you remind me so much of myself, like your story, what you go through. We can hear the pain in your voice. Like, you are so talented. That's all she was telling me. You are so talented. And I was a little bit annoyed that they cut that piece off because she hugged me for a very long time. People need to see it. The world needs to see it. she hugged me for. But she was just hugging me, and she was just, she's just such a lovely woman. She definitely gets it, especially being like a darker skinned woman in this, you know, in this industry. I gave me a lot of advice, just a lot of love, even away from the cameras as well. So that a moment for me.
The way she even like got up to hug you, like
it
was like more of a mum figure, like
it definitely was more like a motherly kind of love that she gave me in that moment, because I was just and I feel like she just knew I wanted it so bad. I just really wanted it so bad, and in my mind, Judges Houses was the last hurdle. Obviously, I'm gonna go to live shows, but it was the last hurdle, and I was like, if I'm able to do this, then that's it. Like, I can do anything. So but she's probably she's amazing woman, honestly.
Did you think you was gonna get far in the competition? Like, you were there up until week 6, week 7, I believe.
So it was like the week before semi-finals, I want to say. Or something like that. I think it was like the week before semi-finals. No, I didn't think I was gonna get that far. No. That's why I didn't really want to apply, because I didn't think I was good enough. It was like, I knew I could sing, but I didn't really realize how good I was until I went onto the show, and everyone was like, you got some pipes on you, you can really sing, like you really can do this. So when I got in there, that's when I really thought, okay, maybe I can really do this. Like, maybe this is my calling. I'm not too sure. I love to sing, but I just didn't know really where to start. So I didn't think I was getting far. And on Judges Houses, I was optimistic, but I was also like too optimistic, if that makes sense. So I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'm going to be so optimistic that I get sent home. I really didn't think I didn't think I was going to get through at all.
And you literally left just before the semi-finals. I'm going to be really honest. I feel like you deserve to be on the finals. I was shocked. I was like, what? Like, I was so shocked. Like, did you think that you was going to go home just before the semi-finals? Was you shocked the fact that you didn't make it to the finals?
No. I wasn't shocked. No. I wasn't shocked that I didn't make it to the finals, because I had already, before I went home, I was already in the bottom 2 twice. And so I was like, there's clearly, how do I say this? The way that a lot of people, I don't want to say that they manipulate footage, but sometimes you can manipulate footage to make somebody else seem more popular, right? The things that I saw behind the scenes, I didn't think I was gonna get to definitely not. I didn't think I was gonna get to the finals. Not only that, my following wasn't as big as some people, other people's following in the competition. I couldn't see it. And if it was gonna happen, I was just like, that would have been mind blowing. But I couldn't see myself getting to the finals or anything like that. I thought I probably would have got to the semi-finals, and I think the semi-finals would have been a good one, because I had already picked out my 2 songs. So but I didn't think it was gonna happen for me. The things that happen backstage, you kind of just know that it's probably not gonna happen. And being in the bottom 2 twice before, and then the third time it happened when I was with Rough Copy, I was like, I knew I was going home. I was like, this is it.
What happened backstage?
So it's not a secret that we know that Misha B, for instance, has gone through what she's gone through. It's not a secret that there's certain things that were said to Black women, dark-skinned women, as that labels that have been put on us. And I remember when Misha B came out and said what she said, and other people came out, and Alexandra Burke even said something. I chose not to say anything, but I chose to definitely support everything that these ladies were saying, just because my experience wasn't so severe, shall I say.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I was labeled as a diva backstage because I didn't like my makeup, and I had white people doing my makeup. I shouldn't say white people, but people who are of Caucasian descent. Yeah, they were doing my makeup, and I just hated it. And they can't, we're talking 8 years, and it's only now that makeup and women of color is, we are,
Mm.
we're evolving. The whole concept around that is really evolving. But they couldn't do my makeup, my skin color. The foundation was like how many shades darker than I actually am. So when the times when I was looking good was done by a black lady, and the only reason it got changed is because I spoke to Nicole about it, and she switched it up quickly.
Oh,
Big
okay.
up.
Well, that's
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah. Nicole didn't play no games, and I rate her very highly because she didn't play no games. If I came to her about anything, she just sorted it out immediately. So yeah, they brought in a black makeup artist, and she did my makeup, and I loved my makeup, but that was only maybe twice. But I hated my makeup. So, and because of the way they did my makeup, that obviously opened doors for a lot more hate to come in. When my makeup actually did get done very nicely and I was my perfect shade, people started accusing me of bleaching my skin and stuff like that. So all of those sort of things just became it just didn't become, it was just too much. And then you saw other people getting maybe special treatment, and you're wondering, right, you can't get any. So yeah, and I also just feel like they tried to, even when I came out of X Factor, I feel like the media, the way that they would interact me and somebody else, another person of color, we were very, very close on the show. But I feel like they tried to almost make us become like a competition against each other, which is ridiculous because we're both talented and we're both in our lane,
Mm.
different lanes. So yeah, I don't know. But they are very sneaky with it. I will say that. And I support everything that Misha B and Alexandra Burke is saying. I 100% believe it. Yeah. I
Like,
didn't want it to seem like I was jumping on the bandwagon because I never said anything before.
mm.
Secondly, um, secondly, I didn't feel like my experience was as severe as Misha B and Alexandra Burke. It was something that it didn't really like affect me in that way.
Mm.
It was something that I recognized, I understood, and I just understood that this is what I'm going to have to deal with. And it wasn't even just there was another black person that was, on the show, like behind the scenes, and he had told me, you are black, you will get treated differently, that's how it goes.
Oh, he
So
told
from
you that.
then, yeah, he told me that. So I was just like, from then I just kind of knew, what time it was. I know, and I just kind of started understanding how this thing works. So I didn't really say much, but I guess I did say something slick about Louis Walsh, which was quite good. And that was on Twitter though, because do you know what I mean? I just roll my eyes. I'm so sorry, no disrespect, but I just can't stand him. It's been like 8 years now. I don't mean to, it's not
No,
like,
but at the end of the day, like, the show's ended. Like, the
yeah.
show's not. How do you feel about X Factor not being on anymore?
I'm happy. I'm good. It's good. It's a good thing. Yeah, because it was getting ridiculous. They started taking the talent out of the show, and it just became a mockery. It just became comedy. And don't get me wrong, X Factor is known for their comedic side of bringing people in that, like novelty acts. They're known for that. But
Mm.
ultimately, as somebody who took the show seriously, this, to us, it's between life or death. Like, this is our career we're talking about. This is our
Yeah.
dream. So I do think it's quite unfair that somebody who just knows how to dress up and is extravagant can get through certain rounds when you've got somebody here that has got a range of Celine Dion. I just think it's ridiculous. I'm so sorry. Okay. I can't take it seriously, and I just think it's, for lack of a better term, is bad mind. Yeah, I just think it really is. it's not fair to do that to people. So I'm glad, because they started even doing like the celebrity X Factor, and I was like,
Did
this
you
is
see
turning
it?
it.
Oh my
This is
God.
really giving like the Masked Singer vibes. You know what I mean? It's just too much. Like, why would you do a celebrity version? Like, this show is for people who are not celebrities. The show is for people who are great and talented musicians, artists who are now trying to make it into the business. Like, so I think, for me, I think it went on a little bit too long. I think they should have cut the show way sooner. So when they did I do. I'm sorry. I think they should have.
Hannah is not playing today.
People always ask me, "Oh, are you sad?" I was like, "No." I think it was after Ben Hey Now. So I think that might have been the year after me. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But after Ben Hey Now won, I stopped watching it. So I haven't watched. I don't know who are the winners and after like 2014.
Tune out after that, because I feel like that's one of the reasons why they stopped doing the show, because there weren't really enough viewers, I believe.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. There wasn't, and I knew that certain viewers were dropping anyway. So, you know, when I did watch it, it was kind of making me a little bit cringy, a little bit, because I was just like, especially when you can't watch the show anymore because you know what happens behind the scenes. So you watch it differently, and you're like, I know they recorded that about 5 times. You know, you're like,
oh my God.
so yeah, no shade to them, but I just think, you know, every show that runs for that long has its moments, and there's all good things come to an end. I just think it should have came to an end sooner.
You know what? I am so happy that you spoke up, because I'm gonna be really honest with you, because obviously you was young when you went on the show. So for us as viewers, we just see as, oh, you know, she was fine, she was doing amazing. And obviously fast forward, you're more older now, you're more wiser now, you're like, that right, that wasn't.
I would have never said anything, you know, back then at all. I would have even known how to articulate myself when it came to things like that, because I didn't really understand it that as much. It's only now, like, as we're getting older and as the world is going, that we're talking more about colorism and things like that. That, you know, when you start noticing the signs, you're like, hold on, that looks a bit familiar, that feels familiar, you know, that happened to me once, and so forth and so on. So but yeah, I'm 25, I'm grown, I don't care.
What was it like behind the scenes with the other judges? Were they treating you like differently off camera, or was it the same on camera?
So for me, Gary Barlow, 3 out of the 4 judges are amazing. So Gary Barlow, Sharon, and Nicole, exactly how they are on TV is exactly how they are behind stage. I think that they're great. Louis Welsh, he's not for me. He's just not for me. Okay, he's just not my cup of tea. That's all I gotta say about it. That's all I gotta say about the situation. He's not my cup of tea. I just don't think he's as committed as other judges that were on the show. That's just my opinion. It sounds so bad. It's, you know,
no,
like,
but you gotta speak up at some point, you know. Right. And you know, the show's ended anyway, so who cares? Like, it's.
Hi, Louis.
You know what? Obviously, you came out of the show. You've got your name's ringing bells. You've got all this attention. Was it overwhelming for you when you came out?
After I came out, I actually got diagnosed with social anxiety. Not many people know that. Yeah, so it became a bit too overwhelming for me. Like, I'm used to being the girl with the bonnet to go to Sainsbury's in my slippers. And I was still doing that. I was still trying to be regular Hannah back in the ends, and, you know, going to Sainsbury's in my slippers and my bonnet. The only thing is, this time everybody wants a photo. They're like, oh, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture with you? And it was like, you don't want to say no, but you're like, I'm looking really dusty. Like, can we not? And then it just became a thing where it just got very overwhelming, like constantly being recognized. As much as it was very lovely, and people were like, oh my days, you were so great, and you was robbed, and you was this and that. It just became a lot, especially you was definitely robbed, and I just felt like, if only you knew, it wasn't really like, it just made me feel like maybe I was a bit of not necessarily a failure, but I felt like maybe I was robbed. Maybe, all these feelings started coming into my head, or, oh my days, you seem much nicer in person. You didn't seem like that on the TV, or you're so much prettier in person, or, you're so much slimmer in person. It just became a constant, that's all I kept hearing. So it definitely like toyed with my emotions and my, how I felt about myself and my appearance. And then, I started losing a bunch of weight, and then, but I didn't really lose weight in a very healthy way. So so many things was just happening, and to the point I just didn't want to come out my house unless it was for studio, or, that was really it. And I didn't really like being on public transport, so I took cab everywhere. And I had a bit of money, so I was taking Addison Lee. I wasn't even taking Ubers. I was taking Addison Lee everywhere.
Okay.
That's all I knew. Now I come to think about it, I was just silly. Addison Lee start from £12.
Yeah.
Too much. And that took a while. It's even something that still bothers me today, so I'm much better now. But I do find that in social settings, I really freeze up and I get very quiet. I don't really like to be out for too long. If I go out, that's me good for the month. So, the last years that have happened, I mean, minus obviously lockdown, I've definitely been working on myself, just trying to come out more and socialize and stuff. I'll call myself like an extroverted introvert, honestly.
Yeah, because you have like a bubbly personality, like you're full of energy. So obviously, what you went through, like, obviously was tough, but obviously it did affect you. Do you feel like in some way, do you feel like the show definitely portrayed you in a certain way, and basically how the viewers took it? Like, somebody coming up to you saying to you, oh, I thought you was nicer, you didn't seem that nice. Like, do you kind of feel like that was part of the show as well?
I don't know if I could like confidently say it was part of the show, but clearly there might have been something in the show that showed me in a certain light for people that rub
And
people
obviously
the
the
wrong way.
papers as well.
Yeah, and there's nothing to even stop it as well. All they'll tell you is that this story's about to break, so just be ready for it. And you're telling like a 16, 17 year, 18, we're kids at this point,
Yeah.
we're still kids. You're telling us to just brace ourselves, and we're about to be in the papers because we tweeted something years ago, or because he said or she said this. And it's just like, regardless of what even happened with Misha B, with Talisa even saying what she said, I guarantee you it must have been whatever Talisa was referring to. It must have been a situation where someone must have said something slick to Misha B. It might have been that, and Misha B's probably just stood her ground and said, I'm not having that. Because you have to understand, there's like 12 to maybe 16 people, maybe even 20 people living in one big house together. We all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds. Some people might be messy, some people might be clean, some people might have a certain attitude that you might take it and say, no, I don't like that at all. It happened to me in the house. I got along with everybody, but there was some people I just felt like their attitude was a bit like, and I shut it down. Luckily, it never came out. But I remember I was on voice rest for 8 days, and I had to do voice rest for 9 days. And on the 9th day, one girl was being rude to another girl, and I was really annoyed because one thing I can't stand is disrespect. So I just went off, and I was like, who do you think you are? And it turned into like a whole little Big Brother scene. They could have easily taken that and said, oh, well, Hannah's a bully, and like, twisted it, when really I'm sticking up for somebody. So, they've always tried to do that, label, women of color a certain type of way, or even in a very subtle way, like, oh, you're a bit of trouble, you're a bit feisty. Like, you have to be very careful of those labels, because although it might be coming in a very playful tone, they mean it how they mean it. And that's just
Mhm.
what I've been dealing that with my whole life. So, you know, I mean, I just try and throw it back at them, to be fair, or I try and chuckle or meet them on the same middle ground as them, because they're never going to be able to understand it. Well, I shouldn't say that they'll never be able to understand it. Some will understand, some won't. You'll never know how it actually feels to be labeled in a certain way. Like even the other day, I had a situation where someone had said something to me, and I was like, no, don't do all of that, you know. And to another, you know, woman of color, she might be like, all right, you know, let me chill out, and we could, you know, crack a little joke. But somebody who wasn't even in the conversation, because I'd said that to another guy, but he was black, and someone who he was of color, but he wasn't black, okay. He was like, oh, that's a bit hostile. Where? How's it hostile?
Oh my
This
god.
guy looked at each other like, okay. And I had to say to him, please don't label me as that, because I was not being hostile, and I don't like anybody to try and make it seem like I'm being hostile. I can be hostile, but you don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Simple. I can go to that point, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I'm not going to even give you a show. It's just, there's no point.
And that's what they
Like if
want.
yeah, like you can't say something is hostile when really and truly you really don't know how hostile I can be. You don't know. Don't say it. You don't know. If that's hostile for you, then baby boy, I don't know what you're gonna. I don't know. You're not ready for what is in store. But it's just one of those things where I feel like it's a battle that we're still on.
Yeah,
You
100%.
know, it's something that we're gonna have to keep educating those about how they use their words and how effective their words can be, how powerful. My mom always said, the tongue, the power of the tongue is very real. Okay. And so yeah, it's a long road, but we're doing very well so far. I know there are some people that are getting it and trying to be mindful, and we can only praise them for that, and just educate those that don't know.
Yeah, definitely. So what has life been like after X Factor? Like what have you been working on? You know, was you working on other things? Because we haven't heard from you in quite a while. Like, give us
No,
the
I live under a rock. Honestly. No, so I went back to after X Factor, I went back to school. I went back to college.
Okay.
But in all honesty, I kind of just like went through so many ups and downs during that time.
Okay.
Trying to find myself, trying to understand what I want to do. I was really heartbroken as well after X Factor, when like everybody else got signed and I didn't. So I had to deal with like confidence issues as well. Like maybe I'm not that good, or you know. And then it was just more of a realization that, oh, maybe because I'm dark skinned and I'm thick, and maybe I'm just not that poster girl for, you know, to be an artist in, you know, in the limelight. And so I was dealing with a lot of that. Again, I told you like my social anxiety, but there was many times where I think I had like 3 moments during that hiatus where I was just like, I'm done. I was like, yeah. I was like, this is not going to work out for
No.
me. I'm so done. Yeah. And then I would come back again and I say, I'm done again. Yeah. So
Do
it
you
was
feel
just like,
like imposter syndrome as well? Because you just didn't feel like
major imposter syndrome.
yeah,
Major
yeah,
imposter syndrome.
yeah.
And it's so crazy because I recently watched Adele's A Night with Adele. I'm sure it was A Night with
Yeah,
Adele on
yeah, 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 yeah,
ITV.
yeah.
Yeah, so I recently watched that, and she was talking about her imposter syndrome, and I was like, that is crazy, because Adele is top tier. Okay, top tier. No one can compare to this woman. She is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, you got all these accolades, these achievements. Like, you don't even need to let us know. We know from the albums. How can every single song on your album slap? How does that work? How does that work? You know, there's usually about 1 or 2 where
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but every single song hits deeply. So for me, when she was talking about imposter syndrome, I just couldn't believe it. But I have major imposter syndrome. I still feel like I could be doing more. And, I just feel like, I've been lazy and I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing, but then I'm scared. And it's completely the fear of an unknown. And a lot of fear has kept me back from really excelling and doing what I want to do.
Okay.
So, but even still with that, I was still recording, I was still writing, I was still, because music, I can't live without music.
Music,
So I was
yeah.
still doing what I was doing. It was just like going through the motions, going through different managements and trying to find certain managements. And this one wasn't a fit and that one wasn't a fit. And all these things was coming into my life. And it was just making things a lot harder for me, making me feel like I wasn't good enough, making me feel like I was a failure, making me feel like I let so many people down and so forth and so on. And also not only that, we're talking about, I think a lot of people aren't aware that you go into the show for a period of time. You're living your best life, but you literally live in a bubble. And then you come out and you have to deal with everything that you left how many weeks ago, how many months ago. So I was still living in a girl's home when I went in. And I
Okay.
came out and I had no money at all when
Oh,
I came out. I was broke pocket. I was broke when
okay.
I came out. Yeah. So that I've got all this, everybody loving me, and I had no money. Nothing.
But I think that's the thing as well, especially when it comes to social media, because people just see the glitz and glam, but they
Right.
really don't know what goes on behind the scenes. They don't really know what someone's going through behind the cameras, behind closed doors. So now you're saying all of this, but then from us as a viewer, as an audience, we're like, oh, she's living her best life.
Yeah, nah.
The gigs after gigs, her best life. These times,
Yeah.
you're going through all of this. So how was you able to cope with all of that, especially with like the pressure with the viewers and like the audience and social media? Like how was you able to cope with all of that?
Well, for me, I grew up in a church, so my foundation is God, is my faith. So, my mom's an evangelist, ordained minister. So, yeah, like I said, prayer is serious. I mean, if you don't believe in God, that's fine. Universe, do all of that and everything. But for me, prayer is where it is at, and having faith is where it is at, So that was the only thing that really got me through those serious hard times. My family, my friends. It was a hard time. I had friends that I had, and then when X Factor kind of dried out, those friends left, and it became a whole thing. So even with that, I ended up having a lot of trust issues. But God is so great. I'm so sorry. God is, I'm not even going to apologize for it. God is really good. He is really good. He is really gracious. So, yeah, it's literally all Him. It was just giving everything to God and just understanding that this is a season. That season lasted a long time. That season lasted a very, very long time, but by God's grace, I was able to come through. I was dealing with like homelessness during that time. I dealt with so much. And then during this whole time, I'm trying to do music and I'm putting on this mask, and so much has happened, and I really had to try and fix me and deal with my personal issues before I could ever bring anything out into the world. But I'm lucky that the people I have around me are amazing. My family are amazing, and my relationship with God is just getting stronger and stronger, and that's all I can ask for.
That's amazing to hear, and I'm glad that you're doing a lot better as well. Even though you say that you've been writing and you've been making music, you actually dropped a single, Focus, which,
Yeah.
by the way, vocals like, you literally do not play with us when it comes to vocals. But what was the inspiration behind that song? Because it was so powerful. Honey, you had me in tears.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. With Focus, you know, Focus is a song that I wrote, I think it's 2016. So I wrote this song 2016. I was meeting a producer. I had a friend. He introduced me to a producer, and it was just a casual meeting. And that day, I was playing the keys in his studio, just messing about, and he heard it and he liked it. And then he kind of like took the chords that I was, you know, the melody I was messing about with it, and just turned it completely differently. And I ended up writing the song there and then and recording it. And it literally was like, because I believe 2016 was like the last time said I was gonna give up and came back to music. So that was the last time that I stopped saying I'm giving up. And the song basically is about that, about, you know, it's my time. I need to start getting back on, you know, on my ish, shall I say, getting back to it and writing, and I really wanted it. I just got back into a mode where I was hungry again, you know, especially writing that song. The words was just flowing. It didn't stop. And I was also, you know, so the chorus is just like, so I'm gonna shout out, leave it all behind, done with the mental slavery, cause it's all in the mind. So that part of the song means a lot to me, because it was just like, I felt like I was in a cage. I felt like I was trapped a lot of the time within myself, and my own insecurities and fear was stopping me. And I literally was like, I just want to shout and scream, and everything that happened in the past that is overwhelming me, I want the shackles to be broken and taken off me. I don't want to be a slave to myself. So yeah, but it's a great song. I wasn't actually gonna release it. It was just a song that was just there, and I was talking to my manager, and she was like, this song is dope, like this song is powerful, Hannah, why don't we drop this song? And I was like, it's a bit old. Like, I'm not too sure. And she was like, I literally said, I don't even know if I can still sing it that way. And she was like, well, and we went into the studio, and it was like one take, and I sang it, and she was just like, you still got it? And I was like, I do. But yeah, no, and yeah, so that's where Focus came from. Focus means a lot to me. It's one of my favorite songs. It really comes from the core. It really is like a testimony to everything that I've been through in the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm glad that you enjoy it, and I'm glad that you love the vocals.
I love it.
Yeah. So the visuals was actually done in the studio, but if you see as well behind the scenes, so you know the music video starts with like the first audition and stuff like that, but behind where I'm singing, because I wanted it to be very simple and just understanding the journey, like X Factor journey and things I've done in between. So the visuals behind the actual behind me singing is like of the X Factor show, and you know, some gigs that I've done, and yeah, like YouTube clips, and yeah, so it's really, it really means a lot to me. It really was my song to say, hi guys, I'm back, I'm coming. I know it's been a while, but I'm dipping my foot in. I want to be here. So yeah.
And you literally, I was looking at your YouTube channel, and the people support you. The people love you. We want to hear more music from you, girl.
I know. I want you lot to hear more music. I've actually I'm really excited, because I've actually finished. I don't want to say EP, but it's enough songs for EP. I'm still writing a lot more songs, but I finished a lot of songs that I'm going to be dropping this year. And it will be this year, because I tend to say, oh yeah, I'm going to drop a song, and then you don't hear from me for about 3 years. But but no, I'm going to be dropping music this year. You know, there's been a few ups and downs trying to get it ready, but I just feel like I don't want to just drop a song and then stop again. So I'm really trying to make it perfect. I just want it to sound completely different to what anybody's ever heard of, you know, from myself before. Because I think a lot of people just know me for my big vocals and the soulful sounds, but this is more like R&B based and it's a
Ooh.
vibe. It's like, you know, there's some of the songs is one of them ones where you're just in your car and you're speeding down the road and you're like, oh, this
I'm
is a
ready.
little
You
bop.
get me hyped up.
So yeah, but it's only up from here. I think that's what I had to really understand, is that it's only up from here. 2022 is definitely like, I'm taking this time for it to be like a personal journey for myself,
Mm.
just because I am so scared when it comes to music. It's just the love of my life, and I don't want to like fail at it. So yeah, I'm trying. Fear is the enemy at the moment, but we're fighting it. We are really fighting it, and there's definitely going to be some new material coming out this year, 110%, and new visuals.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm sure the viewers are excited as well because we've been
Yes,
waiting for this.
I know. I get hounded every day on social media, so it's like, okay, I need to
Yeah,
hurry up
but
to get
I
this
think that's
going.
people understand though, health over wealth at the end of the day. Your health is
Mm-hmm,
your main priority and you've got to look after
mm-hmm,
you. But,
mm-hmm.
now that you're doing better, we're excited. We're excited for what you have going on as well. And I'm so excited. Like,
That's so
I've been,
great.
and I am so excited for you. I'm so excited for your music,
Thank you.
EP. Are we going to
Yes.
be having any collaborations in the
I
EP?
you you know, so I have a friend who's like trying to push for a collab at the moment. We will see, or if anything, I don't know necessarily if I might do a collaboration, or I might or if it might be like a remix of the song. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I wouldn't be against it. Like, I love working with new artists, but again, like, imposter syndrome tends to kick me up the backside again. But I wouldn't be against it at all. I love working with people who are creatives and who love music as much as me, and where, when you two is better than one at the end of the day. It's so great when you're in the studio and you're vibing and you're bouncing off each other, and you've created a masterpiece that you're proud of, and
Yeah.
that you can listen to over and over and over again. So who knows? It's definitely in the works, so we'll see. There's a few people that we're looking at, so we'll see how it goes.
Who are you looking to collab with in the future? Any big artists that you are looking to collab with? Someone that you are like, I need you in my album. Like, is there anyone that you've got someone's caught your eye?
When I eventually get there, okay, so it's hard. It's so hard, because for me, I love
Speaking into existence.
I know, I love like Black British R&B singers, like especially the female ones. They are killing it right now. So you got Bella, you got Shay Universe, you know what I mean, Ray Black. Like, I love, 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 live them. You know what I mean? Even Tiana Major 9. Let's not even play with her, okay?
Okay.
But Tiana's definitely. I've been fan of hers from when I've heard Levy Let It Break.
Yeah.
So she's just dope. But I need to get on her level first. But she's definitely someone I would love to collaborate with. Thames is dope. I'd love
Mm,
to collaborate with Thames.
mm-hmm.
Jasmine Sullivan is like, I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say that.
I am
You give me Jasmine Sullivan vibes. Honestly, I'm not even trying to
don't
gas
say
you.
no.
I am not trying to gas you. I'm telling you, you give me Jasmine Sullivan vibes. I was about to say that to you. I was like, no, Jasmine Sullivan,
Man.
100%.
That makes me
100%.
feel really
I
good.
definitely see you guys on the track, 100%.
Well, I need to get my riffing together, because I would love to be able to riff and run the way that she does, because it's too effortless. It's just amazing. But she is like, how people say, yeah, you have your idol. I don't necessarily have idols, but when I started breaking into this music industry, Jasmine Sullivan was on my playlist 24/7. And she has a song called Dream Big, which has stuck with
I
me
love that
ever
song.
since.
I love that song. I love it. I love it. I
It's
love it.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It genuinely talks about like dreaming big and trying to get this, trying to go Hollywood and get this done and meet with people, and
It's
you're
the
just gonna
visuals and
get it. And
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's amazing. Like it's just, yeah. So Jasmine Sullivan is somebody that I would love to collaborate with. I actually shedded tears when I didn't get tickets to her hotel's tour. So I was going to fly to Atlanta to go and see her, and I didn't get the tickets. I was waiting in a line. I never got the tickets. So hopefully there's another time for me to see her, because yeah, before I die, I have to record with her. I have to be on stage with her. That's on my vision board.
Yes, we love to see it. Yes. And we're manifesting that. We want to see this.
100%.
When we watch back,
I just want to manifest one more thing. The producer D Mile is somebody who I'd like to work with. He's worked with like the likes of her, and Lucky Day. So yes, D Mile is a crazy dope producer. But yeah, we're gonna manifest that one too. Maybe that will be with he'll produce a song with, me and Jasmine. Who knows?
So other than, you spoke on, music being the love of your life, but, I'm sure, Hannah, people are jumping on the DMs. People are sliding into the DMs.
Listen, these DMs are dry, honey. They are dry, yeah? They are so dry, I could blow that. I'm not even sure. Literally, they're so dry. I wish they were popping. My DMs are very dry. I don't have no one up in my DMs, unless I just don't see them, but I don't have no one in my DMs. Sometimes the odd one might come in, but it's not for me. The only ones, what my DMs are full of? Them, those fake little sugar daddy profiles that want to be like, oh, I'll pay you $3,000 every week to talk to me. That's what it's, that's what, it's filled with. So,
is it that bad?
But no one. It's that bad.
What is it that you're looking for? Are you in the dating scene? Like, are you into these dating apps? Those Hinge and Tinder and all of that?
Yeah. I've been on dating apps. I'm like one of those. What do they call it? It's like cereal. Like they hop different ones. Like I've been on Tinder. I've been on Hinge. I think that's the only ones I've actually been on, actually.
So any luck? Have you seen a potential husband material? No?
No, definitely not. I don't, you know what? I don't really like them over here, I know it sounds really bad. I'm just like, I've dated a few American men, and that's my little time.
Do you feel like the UK boys are just not giving?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't want to say all of them, because some of them are lovely, and I have friends that are in great relationships with with UK boys, like UK guys. But for me, I've been saying UK men are bad vibes from 2016. It's completely. So when everybody's saying it now, I'm like, I've been knew all of this. Like I knew this from ages ago. They're just different. They're very different. Like I've dated someone from here, and I've dated somebody from America, and it's just completely different, like 100%. Okay. The way that some American men treat you is just like out of this world.
Okay? Let them know.
Out of this world. Whereas where it feels like when you're dating somebody from the UK, you just got to put in. There's too much you got to put in too early for them to even. The talking stages last like a year. You're like, this is long, and they still want you to give it up during the talking during that time. No, they want you to cook for them, clean, do their meal preps and all of that, and they're not even still trying to call you their girlfriend. It's long.
What's your timeline for talking stage? Is it 3 months, 2 months?
I would say anywhere from like 3 months is okay, but it depends, because I've been in a long distance relationship, and our talking stage was very long, but that was only long because we had to obviously eventually like fly over, meet each other and so forth and so on. So I would say if you're seeing somebody, I think the talking stage should last no more than 3 months. By 3 months, or if anything, maybe even 6 months is okay. 6 months is too long. 6 months is okay, but 6 months is too long. But I would say, but within 3 months, if you guys are, because for me, the talking stage, it depends on how you define the talking stage, because you've got the talking stage, but you've also got dating before you actually become a couple, right? So if we are, 3 months, we're talking and we're going on dates, by that point, you should know if I'm going to be your girl or not. Like, you should just know. I got a friend who's still he's in the talking stage. It's been a year. Yeah, and I just look at him like, whatever. And I'm a Taurus. I love hard. You know, I'm just like, I want to be around you. I like you. When I like you, I like you. I don't see it's tunnel vision. So
Yeah.
I've already, you know, by the second day or third day, I've already told myself, you're my man. So what am I waiting a year for? You're my man in my head, or you might not know, but in my head, I'm like, this is my guy. I already know. So
Oh my god. From what I've seen, you like to chef it up in the kitchen. You like to throw it down in the kitchen.
yeah, I can
Just give
cook.
us a little something. What's your ideal, like what's your favorite ideal dish that you like to cook in the kitchen?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's seriously very, very hard.
Do you
Because
like
I cook,
spice on your food or do you like it
yeah,
bland?
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Give me I like spice hard. Yeah. My family will refuse to eat my food because they're like, yeah, you put
Wait,
way
hold
too
on. Do
much
you put
Scotch
much
bonnet.
Scotch
Yeah, I
bonnet?
do put Scotch bonnet. I put hot sauce on my omelette, so I need spice. Like I'm
Hey,
just, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about no Tabasco because that's just hot and red for no reason. That's just spicy and bland. I'm talking about the encona. You understand? The hot sauce, hot pepper sauce. I like that. Or the Scotch bonnet sauce with the little crushed Scotch
yes,
bonnet bits in it. Yeah, that's what I like.
that's what I'm
That's
talking about.
proper.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, what meal do I like to make that would be the best? That is my go-to. It's very hard. I would just say, wow, I don't even know. I don't even know, but I will say, okay. So for instance, I like to make wings. That is my thing. Super
Mm-mm.
easy, super quick. But I would do like maybe like lime, honey, and cilantro wings with like oh, do you know what? I do like to make now that I say okay, the easiest thing to make, which is colorful, healthy, and which is what I love to make is burrito bowls. I do like to make
Ooh.
burrito bowls with the
Mm.
wings or prawns. So I'll make the prawns and you know the rice, cilantro rice with the
Mm.
green, the black beans or is it pinto beans, sorry. And then you got your avocado and everything like that in there. But I shop it up all the time. Plus, I'm Caribbean, so curry goat, ackee and saltfish. I made saltfish fritters the other day. They
Ooh,
slapped.
yes.
I made callaloo fritters. They slapped. You know, like I just yeah, so anything Caribbean I'll probably make. That's like my go-to, to be fair. But if I just want something to snack on, I'll make like some sweet chili wings, or I'll make, you know, any kind of wings, sweet chili, lemon pepper, garlic palm, lime and cilantro, honey garlic, anything. Yeah. Any kind of flavor, I'll make it. I'm actually in the stages of making like my boozy wings. So the Jack Daniel sauce, the Hennessy sauce,
Ooh.
there I'm trying to do a cherry magnum sauce and like a pina colada sauce because I saw this pina colada wing and I said no, I need to try it. It sounds weird, but you've got mango habanero and you've got like spicy pineapple wings and they're dope. So I think I can do a pina colada. So we'll see.
Yo,
We'll
I
see. But
might
it's
need
in
to
the
come to
making
your
of.
house so you can teach me how to
You
cook.
might need to.
Because you all of this, oh, a lucky
I'm a big
man. He's gonna be a
foodie.
lucky
Yeah.
man, whoever it is.
Listen, well, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. Man, DMs need to get hit on because I'm 25 now. It would have hurt, you know, to have a little shine, a little somebody there.
A
I
little
wouldn't mind
sun.
having some. Yeah, yeah, I would love it. It'd be great.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, Hannah, for coming to my platform. I really appreciate
No
it.
worries.
Any last words? Where can they find you? Actually, what would you say to someone that want to chase their dreams, but they're just feeling unmotivated and they just don't have the confidence? What would you say to that person, or what would you say to your younger self? Like, what advice?
Um, that everything that they're feeling is okay,
Mm,
like that. Um, it's hard. It's okay to feel scared and it's okay to not be sure and know what, and know how to do it. But at the end of the day, that fear is your enemy and you are the only one that's in your way. Once you get yourself out of the way, you've got a clear path. And you can, it's one step at a time. If you're too scared to do something, then go out to certain events. Go to Troy Bar. Like Troy Bar, I would say, for anybody who is having confidence issues or is too scared to get into, has a amazing talent, they want to do music, but, need a little push. If you go to Troy Bar, I promise you one night will change your life.
Ooh.
One night will change your mind, because Troy Bar is full of so many talented people. They do open mics. You go there. There's some people that go there that really, they're all right, but they should keep their day job, for instance. And everybody is supportive. Nobody boos or anything like that. Everyone's like, yeah, go ahead, do your thing, girl. And people come up to you after the night and just hug you, and they're like, oh my God, that was so great. And there's so much networking that goes in there. They serve Caribbean food and they got a bar. So you already know it's a good vibe. Yeah. Like they are lovely in there. But I think it's but ultimately, if you're very scared, then go out. Go to different events. You've got Troy Bar, like Vibe Village is the same, like Troy Bar as well. I believe Eddie's House is another one. So go out to these events. Try and network on social media. Even if it was, I would always say, start off small. Don't try and DM somebody that might have like X amount of followers. Try and start off small with somebody who's maybe on the same level as you, the singer-songwriter. So you're more so creating a connection, a music relationship, than just trying to work with someone. Trust me, if you create a relationship, it works much. It works better because they're able to introduce you to other people that they might know. And yeah, just try and find yourself a network of friends that are in the same, realm as you. I'm even still in the stage of doing that, because I don't like, I get quite scared talking to people. But I'm in a stage of like going out and networking with people and talking to singers and songwriters and producers that, when they're talking to me, they're like, oh my God, like when you DM'd me, I was like, what, But for me, I'm just like, no, you're dope at what you do. And this, I want to see where this relationship can take us. They're the best ones, honestly, because then you don't get to grow together and evolve together. And those are the best kind of relationships. So get yourself out of the way. Take your time. It's okay to feel scared. It would be weird if you wasn't scared, and just, take one step at a time. Journal, manifest. If you believe in God, pray.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to my platform. Honestly, it means so much. I still can't believe I'm actually right in front of someone that was on the show and literally delivered every single week. And
thank you.
to see how far you've come and just sharing your experience with me and just with the viewers as well. Like, honestly, I'm sure somebody out there is like just watching this and are just inspired by your journey. And I really appreciate it. Any last words? Where can they find you? When can they expect your music? Give us the tea.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for reaching out. Honestly, this means a lot more to me in regards to like being able to, speak to yourself and other people, and for people to even know what's been happening, because I know that there might be people that may have some questions and I haven't been able to really give them much answers. So just thank you for allowing me to do that on your platform. But yes, they can find me on Instagram, HannahBMusic_. Same with Twitter without the underscore, HannahBMusic. TikTok, as of recently, I'm addicted.
Yes.
TikTok is lit. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
So TikTok, they can find me as well. HannahB_, and Snapchat which is Hannah_Levine. So yeah, they can find me there. But you will be there'll be music that will be dropping this year. Definitely before April. I'm trying to do next month, but it might be a March situation. Who knows? But hopefully I want to, so by February I should know the actual date. Okay. And then it'll be all on all on my social media, plastered everywhere. But in the meantime, run up Focus. Okay, we need the stream.
Yeah.
Run it up, run it up. It's a great song. It really is a song that's inspiring for anybody that is even in the dark place, or isn't too sure about music and wants to really try. Especially being this year. I think this year is a go-getter year for all of us. We've been in lockdown for the last 2 years. So listen to Focus, be inspired, and I just hope it brings, I hope it's a great message for everyone.
I am so excited. We are so excited for you to come back. And honestly, all the best in everything that you do. We're so proud of you. And yes, guys, make sure you guys check out Focus, because Focus is just amazing. Also, your YouTube channel.
Yes, my YouTube channel. I keep forgetting. YouTube channel is just Hannah B, or I believe Hannah BT. HBTV, sorry. Oh my gosh. Nowadays we've got so many social media platforms. But no, YouTube channel is HBTV. I'm trying to be like more active on there. But because I'm currently like I've got a lot of footage of what's been happening behind the scenes, like studio sessions, rehearsals, and so forth and so on. So I will be putting that up on my YouTube channel, so you guys can have have a look at it as well. So yeah, go over there. You can see some stuff from back in the day as well, when I was super young and fresh off the X Factor. But yeah, just and also Focus music videos up on there, so have a look at that as well, because that's more insight of what happened, and how excited I am for this new journey of mine.
Oh, we are so excited as well. Thank you as well so much, and we are so excited to see what you got going on and take us on your journey with us, because
definitely. Yeah, no, I'm excited too. Everyone's been giving me good vibes. But again, thank you for having me on your platform. You've been so gracious. This has been super fun.
Yeah,
you are a whole vibe, okay? This has been super dope for me. I love it. No, continue to do what you're doing, because I'm telling you, it's only up from here. You're going to keep growing and doing what you're doing, honestly.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Listen, I've been excited for this interview all week.
Right, so yeah. I'm just feeling like this is proper black girl magic happening right now,
But I'm going to leave you to it. We've literally gone over time, and I know you're busy. So I'm going to leave you to it. But thank you so much, and we should see you very soon.
Yes, very soon. Thank you.
Bye.
You take care. Bye.